What is the takeaway message from the book? Who would benefit most from your book?
I feel like one of the biggest takeaways of the book is that being in relationship with another with presence and an intent to support can be very healing, and can be very like a vehicle for personal and spiritual growth. That two people coming together to support each other sort of nets beyond what one can do individually in a healing path because of the support, the love, but also that you don't really know, your relational wounds until you're in relationship. So the book is a lot about coming together in relationship and realizing that we have relational wounds and then using the intimacy, using the physical touch, using the sexual alchemy to help each other work through those wounds, to give each other both motivation and energy, as well as compassionate support. So one of the key takeaways is that relating to others, in our case, it's a romantic, passionate relationship. But I believe that relating to others in a way that's positive is very, very effective for helping each other grow. As to who would benefit most from the book, I think everyone could benefit. I think everyone can benefit from understanding how good relational habits can enhance your own growth and others' growth. But I feel the people that would be most attracted to it are people that are either in new relationships. And, I've seen this over and over again. Someone buys the book and they're like, I can't wait to read it with my new lover. They're in new relationships and they want to have new ideas about what to do with one another. But there's also people who've been in relationships for a long time who could pick up the book and, see different ways of relating. So I feel like there's a span of people who want to relate with another person. But I also see just someone who longs for a relationship. They can read this book and go, oh, okay, I can see this example of these two people helping each other heal. And at the same time, the book talks about concepts that are super individual, like self-responsibility, like having your own meditation practice, or that, if you're not sovereign, if you are not sort of in mastery of self, then intimacy and relationship is very difficult. So there's a lot of concepts there as well as examples there where an individual who's not in relationship can be inspired to practice.
Yeah, right on. I think I can't really add a lot to that, but I think one takeaway is that is the power of the connection, the intimate connection, and the sexual energy that results from that connection as a vector for healing and personal growth. And that is not just some esoteric practice that you might read about in some ancient tantric text. That's a real physical, experiential practice. It's something that you do not by reading about it or talking about it, as Esme said, it's actually by doing it. And so if you're open-hearted and open-minded enough to dive in and explore and interested in exploring, you can come to these practices just as easily as Esme and I did. And the power of them to heal and to illuminate and to facilitate growth is immense. That's the experience in my life and the experience in our relationship. As to who most benefits from the book, I think the book, I think it's inspirational for anyone who's seeking something different in their relationship. We present the model of a relationship which is kind of outside the what I would say the normal or the typical paradigm of a relationship in this culture anyway, where you're kind of on this escalator of achievement, where you meet and you start going steady, and then you become intimate, and then you move in together, and then you get married, and you have the kids, and you send your kids off to college, and it's just the next thing. There's happiness after the next corner, happiness after the next corner, and that's not really the way you become intimate. That's kind of the way you become separate in a relationship. And the model that we describe focuses on the two individuals and doing things that enhance that intimacy, rather than focusing on, what a great school you're going to send your kids to. You're focusing on, hey, let's spend some time together touching one another. That's how you build intimacy. It's not about all the great achievements you get, or what a great job you have, or what a nice car you have, or how smart your kids are. It's about that deep, personal, intimate connection you can have with this other human being. And that's what, at the end of the day, makes you feel fulfilled and joyous and just deliciously happy about your life. So I hope that people are inspired by that message, and that they read it and they look at it and say, that's a little different. Let's try this. Or, as Esme said, for somebody who's just starting out, boy, this is a different way of having a relationship. The choices that my parents made, or the choices that my siblings made, or the choices that my friends are making, after 5 or 6 or however many years, they don't look so happy after a while. This is something different that can, I think, give some lasting power and some connection into a relationship. And, we're not, I wouldn't suppose that we are saying that we're going to save anybody's relationship with this book. It's just a point of inspiration. And this worked for us. It's pretty cool. Why don't you give it a try?
Yeah, that makes me think of another thing that one of my mentors mentioned recently upon reading the book. And what she said was, this is not about having a relationship for societal acceptance or having a relationship for survival strategy, but having a relationship based on resonance with another being. And I think that is something we can all be inspired about, is can we be free from all our strategies around society and survival, and just see in one another where we resonate and then relate from there, So that gives everybody the freedom to be who they are without you having to get those things from them. And I think that's one of those things that we motto in the book and that we speak about and that we have lived, is just we are together based on the fact that we resonate, and we do practices to enhance our resonance. And where we don't resonate, we allow each other to have the space to be somewhere else. And, we celebrate where we are together, but we don't preclude the other person from being who they are in entirety. We don't make the other person conform for us to feel more secure, because our security is not based on relationship. It's based on self-intimacy and self-knowledge. And then the security comes because there's a strong resonance, and you want to come back to that strong resonance. It's based on desire. It's not based on obligation. And so I feel like that's one of the biggest takeaways of the book.